What's up, DIYers? It's Walker with DIWHY.LIFE, and in this episode we are checking out the latest product to get the Grateful Dead treatment, the Weekender Inflatable Stand-Up Paddleboard, or ISUP, by Retrospec. Before we get started, I want to thank Retrospec for sending me the paddleboard. You know, if you know the channel and you know all the videos I've done, you know that I'm a big fan of Retrospec. I've got a couple of their e-bikes sitting back there, and if you haven't checked those out, you can do so here. But I haven't checked out any of their other gear yet. And I've been thinking about getting a stand-up paddleboard for quite some time. I've done it a few times on my own. I went up to Big Bear with my son and we went paddleboarding together. You can see some pictures and videos here of us doing that. We had a blast. I rented those paddleboards, and the only thing that's been holding me back from getting my own paddleboard was the sheer size of these things. These things are 2 to 3 times the size of a normal surfboard. So just the logistics of storing it somewhere and just getting it to the water, like loading it on a car, you gotta have a car long enough with a rack big enough, and it's just a big hassle. So when Retrospec came out with these inflatable stand-up paddleboards, I was like, yes. And then on top of that, when I saw that they came out with the Grateful Dead version, Sugar Magnolia. So let's get this thing open, see what's inside, and get it pumped up. You wanna be extra careful, because, you know, obviously this thing is like vinyl or something, some kind of a fabric-y material that probably doesn't play well with knives and sharp things. So just be extra careful when you're opening this thing up. Oh, and this is nice. It looks like it comes with a handy-dandy carrying case, which we'll just try to slide it out from the box. All right. Ooh. And the case has the dead head on it too. I like that. All right. Yeah. Opening it up, I do smell the whiff of vinyl. So it does. Okay, so this unzips just like this. All right. Oh yeah, repair kit. It says repair kit on it. If you get a leak or get a hole, spring a leak, you can repair it yourself, which is great. And it's got a leash, so the board won't get too far away from you. Oh, cool. Comes with its own pump too. And look at that. The pump is branded with the Grateful Dead branding on it too. That's cool. And it's got a little PSI indicator on there. I love that. So you know how much you're pumping it up. All right, this appears to be our paddle. Should be pretty self-explanatory here. And this is adjustable. It can go as big or as small as you like. And we got a set of fins here. It's a tri-fin. There's 3 fins. And here it is. Oh wow. Look at this. That's the bottom. That is so cool. Good old Weekender Dead. Padded area where you stand. And it's got the cordage to stow some gear or water bottles or what have you while you're out on the water. Fishing gear things, and looks like there's the inflation point, and it's got a handle for carrying the board around. All right, let's pump it up. Looking through the contents of the backpack, I did find a couple more things. I actually found a waterproof cell phone case for your phone. Throw your phone in this thing and you don't have to worry about it getting wet. It also has a tether where you can tether it to the board so it doesn't go overboard and you don't lose it. And that probably helps it float as well. And I found an owner's manual. Probably want to check this out, give it a quick read through. It's actually quite short, and I did just scanned through it, and it's got some good recommendations and some good things to keep in mind, safety things to keep in mind. It also recommends that you don't leave the board in direct sunlight for too long. Leaving it out on a hot beach on a warm sunny day in the sun, fully inflated, the thing is going to expand and it can actually rupture. It also says, you know, not store it in too cold of an environment or too hot an environment. The paddle, the correct height for your paddle, by standing next to the paddle, raising your arm, and you want the end of the paddle to be right at about your wrist. So this actually needs to go a little bit. There you go, that's about the right height. The pump has a deflation side and an inflation side. This is a valve here that you can open and close. If it's in the closed position, it's in the high volume, low pressure mode, which will fill up the stand-up paddleboard quickly. And then you might need to switch to the high pressure mode to get it to the 15 PSI. They recommend 11 to 15 PSI for this thing, and definitely you don't want to go over that. So let's get the hose installed here. We'll just make sure this is the inflate side. And then here on the board, there's a valve. You just open this up, and then there's a little pin in here that goes, you push down and you twist it and it stays down, or you push down and you twist the other way and it pops up. When it's in the up position, that's for inflating. And when it's in the down position, that's for deflating. So if we just put that in there and give it a twist, and we start pumping, we should start seeing this thing inflate pretty quickly. And it inflates both directions. So when you go up, it inflates, and when you go down, it inflates. Okay, that's about 11 pounds. That's the low end of the recommended PSI. Now that took, I don't know, a couple of minutes. Actually, it's a little workout too. As soon as you switch to that high pressure mode, you really gotta get after it. Oh wow, oh wow, that does not feel squishy whatsoever. I expected it to be a little bit more like an inflatable bed or something where it has a little bit of give to it. This thing is rock solid. It feels like a solid piece of foam. That's incredible. Real quick before we put the fins on, let's just give it a dry run. Dry run. So one thing with stand-up paddleboards, unlike surfing, you know, you want to have a stance kind of like this on a surfboard. Well, that doesn't really work so well on a stand-up paddleboard. You want to be squared up with the front of the board like this, with a slight bend in your knees, just like that. And then you can switch sides like that. Okay, let's flip it over and get these fins put in. Okay, use the handle. Oh, it's quite light. Yeah, I can hold that with one hand, one arm. Super light. I was expecting it to be a little heavier. And it has a little bit of rocker to it. It looks like it's got a little bit of a natural bend like a surfboard would. It ships with this little fin slot protector. You can just take out and remove that. And then the fins just slide into these grooves here. Bing, bop, boom. And then it's got this little clip to lock the fin in place. And the same thing goes for the little guys. It says, put a fin in it. Okay. Slide that guy in, just like that. Slide that guy in, just like that. Now with the fins in place, you don't want to be standing on the board or else you could damage the fins. So just be aware of that. And this thing is ready to go. It's ready to get wet. Oh, let's put the leash on real quick. It's pretty easy to do. put it through the provided metal ring here. And then you just thread this thing through that, like that. And it goes all the way down through like that. To deflate the stand-up paddleboard, it's pretty much the same process, but in reverse. We're going to go ahead and press our little safety tab here, remove our fins. Those to the side. You could even put this safety thing back in, I guess, if you really wanted to. That'll keep, it keeps the plastic also, the fin box here, from breaking if you're standing on the board like I was like 5 seconds ago. You're going to want to open this guy, and then you're going to press and turn it. I believe it's counterclockwise, and it'll let out a burst of air. It might be a little startling at first, so just be aware. There it goes. So you press it and you twist it and then it locks into place. All we got to do is turn this around, unscrew it from that end, screw it from this end. We'll go into high capacity mode by putting that back in. Put this in, and now we're deflating. Okay, take this out and we'll just roll it up. And you could leave the leash on, I guess, if you want. And then it has this strap that goes around the paddleboard to keep it wrapped up tight. Put that on, and you can there we go. And secure it with this strap that's keeping it into the backpack, and our paddle. Just lower it like that. Ooh, that's a nice sound. And maybe we lay this one flat. Lay that one flat. Yep, and his little pocket here, you can slide your fins in. All right. Straps. Yeah. So it functions just like a backpack. I mean, how much more convenient is that than a ginormous paddleboard? And I read in the instructions, they actually call these ISUPs for inflatable stand-up paddleboard. So what a fun little thing. All right, let's get this thing wet. Let's go take it somewhere and paddle around, why don't we? successfully paddled to the end of the lake. See that? Spent the day with the weekender out here on the lake, and this thing is fantastic. It's fun. It's easy to ride, it's super buoyant, and it goes where I want it to go. It's super chill. Yeah, couldn't recommend it more. You got to get out and check it out. Please support my channel by using the link in my description if you want to check out the Weekender online. If you have any questions about the Weekender or paddleboarding in general, please leave them below. If you like this video, hit that like button and subscribe to my channel. And we'll see you next time.